It is 48 days to the presidential and parliamentary elections. Welcome to JoyNews Prime. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, on all our social media handles and around the world on myjoyonline.com. Coming up within the next 30 minutes, JoyNews journalist Erastus Donkor and crew attacked by armed men at Asumenya in the Ashanti region. Stay for details. Also coming up, despite Supreme Court rulings staying the declaration of the Speaker of Parliament on 4 seats, NDC MPs insist they are the majority in Parliament. We have details as they announce a raft of new policies they will pursue with their self-acclaimed majority status, including a repeal of the e-levy and the betting tax.
We will jealously protect our new majority status and will not bow, retreat, nor surrender our lawfully earned status.
And later in the bulletin, please deny claims some of its personnel assaulted Democracy Hub convener Oliver Bakavomawo. We have details as it says in an attempt to handcuff him, he sustained minor injuries. My name is Faustina Safo. Thanks for choosing us. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Tonight, the opposition in Parliament, the NDC, it is readying itself for a fight in Parliament, insisting they are the majority in the House. On Thursday, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Babin, declared 4 seats vacant that effectively made the NDC caucus the majority. But barely 24 hours after that, the Supreme Court stayed the execution of the declaration. Speaking at a news conference in Parliament, Dr. Kaisalato Forsen insisted the Speaker had not done anything wrong and they will resist any attempt to strip them of the majority status. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante has the rest of the story.
On Thursday, Speaker of Parliament Alban Babin delivered a ruling, or what some have said was a declaration, that effectively made the NDC group in Parliament the majority caucus in the House. But 24 hours after that, the Supreme Court ruled to stay the execution of that ruling by the Speaker of Parliament. The NDC MPs, however, say that the Speaker of Parliament did no wrong and they will resist any plan to push them back into the minority.
For the avoidance of doubt, the Speaker's decisions to declare the 4-seat vacant is lawful exercise of his responsibilities derived from the 1992 Constitution and the Standing Orders of Parliament. The effect of the Speaker's declaration is that currently we no longer have an independent member of Parliament. The MPP has 135 members of Parliament only. The NDC has 136 members of Parliament, and there is no second Deputy Speaker of Parliament. We will jealously protect our new majority status and will not bow, retreat, nor surrender our lawfully earned status.
Dr. Kaisalato Forsen, who is the NDC leader in Parliament, has been announcing the plans that the NDC group have if they stay in the majority, including to repeal the e-levy and the betting tax.
It is indeed true that we will use our new majority numbers to benefit Ghanaians by introducing private members' bill to remove the e-levy and to reduce the suffering of the people of Ghana. Yes. It is also true that we will use our new majority to remove the betting tax and other nuisance taxes. Yes. We stand with him, pledge our support, and urge him to protect the dignity and sanctity of the Parliament of Ghana. In the same vein, we call on Ghanaians to stand by the Speaker and resist oppressors' rule. From day one, we have not reneged on our fight for the people of Ghana.
When asked specifically about this Supreme Court ruling, Mahama Yariga, the NDC MP for Boku Central, says until and unless the Speaker of Parliament comes to the floor and informs them that that is the new course of action, they will still consider themselves as the majority.
We are not aware of any law or any constitutional provision that enables anybody to suspend a decision of the Speaker in Parliament properly constituted. Be that as it may, we as parliamentarians act on the basis of communication coming to us from the Speaker. We don't hear things in the news and act on them, or cite copies of records of proceedings in any court on social media and act on them. We act on the basis of communication coming to us from the Right Honorable Speaker. And if that communication says we should walk into the sea, we walk into the sea, because we listen only to the Speaker and nobody else in relation to the integrity, the legality, and the appropriateness of what has happened in the chamber of Parliament.
On Tuesday, the House is set to resume after it adjourned last Thursday, and it's going to be a showdown because both sides are now carrying themselves as the majority in Parliament. But of course, the majority can't only be one side, and it is only one side that can sit on the right-hand side of the Speaker. But with both the NDC and the NPP pushing themselves onto that right side, it is left to be seen what exactly is going to happen then, with even claims now from the NDC MPs that certain soldiers are set to be deployed to the precincts of Parliament on Tuesday when the House resumes. Reporting for Joy News, Kweku Asante, Parliament House, Accra.
Away from Parliament, 3 staff of the Multimedia Group Limited have been attacked by armed men who claim to be working for Idel Metallium Resources Limited, a mining site in the Sumenya district close to Mansour in Kran in the Ashanti region. Over 10 heavily built men armed with pump-action guns attacked them, forcibly drove them to a location and subjected them to beatings and abandoned them. Portions of the newly restored Esenano Forest Reserve has recently seen another spate of destruction. Streams joining the Akobra River have also been polluted. Erastus Donkor is one of the 3 assaulted staff. He joins us live with more. Erastus, sad. Describe exactly what happened.
Well, so we, just as we do always, we had gone there to investigate environmental infractions as we have heard it per our sources. When we entered the site, there were 2 young men there, and we started doing our investigation. Now, in the middle of it, we saw a lot of vehicles coming towards us. They got down, heavily built men, over 10 of them, all fully armed with pump-action and assault rifles. Now, they subjected us to body search and took our drone, they took our camera, they took all phones with us, all gadgets that we had were taken from us. Then they asked us, with the guns, they forcibly asked us to enter our vehicle. I kept asking them where they are taking us, but they wouldn't tell me. So one of the armed gangs sat behind the driver of our vehicle, and then the other one sat in the bucket. And then they had 2 vehicles, some leading and some behind us. And they had a lot of motorbikes flanking us in that order. And they asked us to drive behind them. So we did. In fact, we drove for about 30 minutes. And we passed the town where they said we were going to meet the owner of the site. So I stopped the vehicle and I asked them, where are you taking us? At least you must let us know, because there's an abandoned area. We don't know where you're taking us. They got angry. They said we don't have any right to ask them that question. So we should stay in the vehicle and drive on. We followed them to a secluded area. Then they stopped the vehicle and then came out, asked us to get out. When we got out, they started beating us. In fact, they slapping us from behind and subjecting all 4 members to punches and slaps from behind like that in succession. At the point, they said I should give them my password, my Apple ID, so they format my phone. And I said, I don't remember the ID. And the more I say I don't remember the ID, I get more slaps from behind. So in the end, they deleted some footage from my phone. They formatted the phone of my colleagues. They took away drone batteries belonging to us. and they took a headphone and a tablet, a Lenovo tablet that we use, took my Joy branded jacket and left.
Shocking. How did they identify themselves? They give any reason for targeting your team?
Well, they said we were filming their site without permission. And I told them that where nature crimes exist, seriously, we don't need their permission to investigate.
Confirm for me.
The
attackers, were they linked to Idel Metallium Resources Limited based on your checks?
That is what they said. And yes, the site belongs to that company. It's a large-scale company. And what they were doing there constitutes a lot of nature crimes, environmental infractions. And these people said they have been asked by owners of that mining site to accost us and do what they did to us.
Have you reported the incidents to the police yet?
Yes, we are currently at the Mansour Dubia police station, where we just finished writing our statement. Initially, they took us back to the mining site with a patrol team, about 7 fully armed policemen. When we went there, we met those who assaulted us. They had heated verbal exchanges with the police. The police invited them to the police station, but they said they won't come, and that their party is in power and all that, so they are not coming. And due to their word, they talked with them. We are now at the prison.
Erastus Donkor, thank you for your time. We'll be monitoring the situation closely and bring you updates. Well, the Ghana Police Service is denying claims some of its personnel assaulted Democracy Hub convener Oliver Baka-Vomawo, who is currently in police custody. According to the police, during a transfer of Oliver to another cell, he resisted after several persuasions. Now, in an attempt to handcuff him, he sustained minor scratches on his right hand. He was then taken to the hospital where he was treated and discharged. On your screens now is a copy of that statement from the Ghana Police Service. It reads, the Ghana Police Service wishes to state that reports circulating in the media space that the police have beaten Oliver Baka-Vomawo is false and baseless. This is yet another attempt by the accused person and his cohorts to court public sympathy. We therefore urge the public to disregard it. Meanwhile, in the case being prosecuted by the Office of the Attorney General, the accused person was granted bail by the High Court on Wednesday, 16th of October 2024, and the sum of 20,000 Ghana cedis and 2 sureties without justification. Several attempts by the police to get the bail executed have proved futile due to the inability of the accused person to procure sureties. On 19th October 2024, the police had intelligence that the accused was planning to compromise the security of other inmates in the police station. The police therefore decided to transfer him to another cell, but he resisted. After several persuasions, he resisted, they say. Now, in the attempt to handcuff him, he sustained minor scratches on his right hand. He was then taken to the hospital where he was treated and discharged. They go on to state that we want to assure the public, once again, that we will continue to maintain law and order and ensure the protection of all persons, including suspects, in our custody. Away from that, the West African Examination Council has cancelled the subject and entire results of over 400 candidates who sat for the 2024 Basic Education Certificate Examination. The results of students in 149 schools have also been withheld, while the council in a statement cited various examination malpractices by both schools and private candidates, including the use of foreign materials in the examination hall. On your screens is a copy of that statement from WAEC, and it reads, the West African Examination Council wishes to inform its numerous public that it has released provisional results of candidates who sat for the BEC for both school and private candidates 2024. The council will dispatch the results of schools candidates to their respective schools through the Metropolitan Municipal District Directors of Education. The results for private candidates can be accessed at the council's website, and they state the website there, which is www.waecgh.org. School candidates who so desire may also access their results online at the council's website. A total of over 500,000 candidates comprising of 282,703 males and 286,533 females from 19,505 participating schools entered for the school examination. This includes 59 candidates with visual impairment, 263 with hearing impairment, and 161 candidates with other test accommodation needs. The examination was conducted at 2,123 centers across the country. Out of the total number, 3,845 candidates were absent. The BEC for private candidates recorded a total of 1,390 candidates. This was made up of 750 males and 640 females in 15 centers, mostly in the regional capitals. They were used for the BEC for private candidates. Out of the total number of candidates who entered for the examination, 57 were absent. Just giving a breakdown of actually what happened with examination malpractice. They say following the completion of investigations into several cases of irregularities detected during the conduct of the examination and marking of scripts, the final awards and examiners appointed committee for the BEC at its 35th meeting held on Wednesday, October 16, approved the following. 1. The cancellation of subject results of 377 school candidates and 3 private candidates for the offense of bringing foreign materials into the examination hall or colluding with other candidates. Next, cancellation of entire results of 41 school candidates and 1 private candidate, withholding of entire results of 33 school candidates and 3 private candidates. Meanwhile, some subject results of candidates from 149 schools have been withheld for reported irregularities. The withheld results may be cancelled or released based on the outcome of investigations. And that's the statement from WAEC, just giving us a sense of what is actually happening with the release of the provisional BEC results. Well, you're still watching JoyNews Prime. We will be back after this break. Thanks for staying with us. Now, staff of the Northern Electricity Distribution Company have staged another protest for the second time against the energy bill in Parliament that seeks to merge VRA and NEDCO as well as ECG. Now, this is the second protest in the month by NEDCO staff against the bill. Addressing the media in Tamale after a protest march, Northern Area Senior Staff Association Chairman Emmanuel Asare stated that they will continue to protest until government meets their demands.
Government is seeking to merge NEDCO, VRA and ECG with a bill currently in Parliament, but workers of NEDCO have accused government of lack of consultation before the bill was presented to Parliament. Addressing the media in Tamale, the Northern Area Senior Staff Association Chairman Emmanuel Asare reiterated that the merger would not be in the interest of Ghanaians.
We met the Minister of State and Minister of Energy on the 4th of this month. Honorable Herbert Krampa, he promised to put a stay on the bills at Parliament. Honestly, he has been able to do that. But in view as staff, our demand was not to put a stay on the bills. We were looking for total withdrawal of the energy bills from Parliament. we are pleading with the government to listen to us and put a hold on this energy sector measures. We just on the 16th of this month, Suno Asogri has issued a press statement to all the media houses because of the debt that UCG owes them. And because of that, they cannot produce power to support the nation. We are even thinking if the minister doesn't set in now, they are likely to go into load shedding. Because if they are not producing power to support us. And we think going to merge us with a company that's already having debt hanging on its neck. We don't think it's in the best interest of the company and as a country. Sure. So if the government doesn't do anything, we'll still use our legitimate rights to press home our demand. And inshallah, we are going to succeed in getting it.
Well, less than 20% of women in Ghana graduate from academic disciplines related to science, technology, engineering, and math. But there is heightened interest in STEM among girls participating in a boot camp aimed at empowering young females. Now, over 300 girls in 30 senior high schools nationwide have benefited from the 2024 We STEM KNUST Girls Camp to develop hands-on experience in STEM perspectives. Here's a report by Clinton Yeboah.
Despite the rapid progress in advocacy for inclusion of women in science, technology, engineering and mathematics education, there remains a significant gap. Females are still underrepresented in most areas of STEM education. Women in STEM at KNUST hosted a camp for girls from senior high schools in the Ashanti and Western North regions in efforts to encourage their participation in STEM programs and leadership positions. The WSTEM Girls Camp is an annual STEM boot camp for SHS girls pursuing general science and related subjects in school. Professor Rita Akosia-Dixon, Vice-Chancellor of KNUST, underscored the need for increased female representation in STEM fields. She emphasized the importance of community support and male allies in advancing gender equality in STEM. General Secretary of WSTEM, Professor Mercy Badu, indicated that heightened investments in girls in science would drive technological advancement and scientific discoveries.
And we believe that we can do this by bringing them together to KNUST campus, where we have some facilities, especially in the area of engineering, in technology, in the sciences, that they can have access to within the period. And this, of course, by seeing some of the things they can do with their hands, some of the things they can actually do and see results. Of course, there are some of the things they have read in books. They've never been able to appreciate it by doing it by themselves. We believe that bringing them here will give them that opportunity.
The 5-day event hosted at the KNUST campus was themed Accelerating Progress, Investing in Girls Through STEM Education. The girls took part in counseling and mentoring sessions, field trips and project presentations. Head of Quality Assurance and Customer Service at Stanbic Bank, Aya Ayete, added that
so it's just a must that we want to encourage girls in science and technology so that the next generation of women leaders will be empowered to tailor all the other opportunities that are available as in our society. So that when you talk of engineers, you have women representing them. When you talk of people who are leading the technological landscape, you have women who are there, or even engineering and maths. So that is basically for us as a corporate organization.
The 2024 edition was sponsored by Stanbic Bank and supported by KNUST, Ghana Education Service and Responsible Artificial Intelligence Lab.
I think my main message to the girls was to explain to them that they are not limited by the choices they make in terms of what they study. That it's an amazing thing that they go on to study STEM subjects, but they should look at it in a broader context, the different changes they can make in different fields right across different professions.
And that's how we wrap up the bulletin. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina Safo. Good evening.